The story begins in a magnificent and meticulously organized beehive, a bustling metropolis of wax and honey that houses thousands of worker bees, each performing their assigned duties with military precision and unwavering dedication. This hive is a marvel of natural engineering, with countless hexagonal cells arranged in perfect geometric patterns, creating a structure that is both beautiful and functional. The air is filled with the constant hum of wings and the rhythmic sounds of bees working in perfect harmony. Every bee in this hive knows their role. From the pollen collectors who venture out to gather nectar and pollen from the surrounding meadow, to the royal jelly producers who tend to the queen's every need with reverent devotion, to the nursery bees who care for the young larvae with gentle patience. This is a world of order, discipline, and strict adherence to the rules, where individuality is discouraged and conformity is the highest virtue. A world where every bee is expected to be a good little worker who follows orders without question. The hive is ruled by a queen, a benevolent but somewhat detached leader who sits at the very center of the colony, surrounded by her loyal attendants who feed her royal jelly and cater to her every whim. She is the heart of the hive, the mother of all the bees, and her well-being is the top priority of the entire colony. But despite her importance, the queen is somewhat disconnected from the daily lives of her subjects, relying heavily on her royal advisor, a scheming and ambitious bee named Crawley, to manage the day-to-day affairs of the colony. Crawley is a manipulative and cunning bee who has his own secret agenda, a desire to seize power for himself and reshape the hive according to his own vision. He is constantly scheming and plotting, always looking for opportunities to undermine the queen's authority and advance his own position. Deep within the nursery chamber of the hive, a young bee is about to be born. She is baby bee 396, one of thousands of larvae being raised to become a worker bee, a tiny creature who will one day take her place in the vast machinery of the hive. But this particular baby bee is different from the others. Even before she hatches, she is restless, curious, and full of questions. She dreams of a big, bright, round yellow thing in the sky and all this beautiful blue, a vision of the world outside the hive that she has never seen but somehow knows exists. Her dreams are filled with images of vast open spaces, colorful flowers, and the warmth of the sun on her wings. She feels a pull toward this unknown world, a longing that she cannot explain but cannot ignore. When she finally breaks out of her wax cell, she is energetic, playful, and utterly unafraid of the world around her. She immediately begins to explore, climbing over other larvae, investigating every corner of the nursery, and causing chaos wherever she goes. The other bees are shocked by her behavior. Bees do not act like this. Bees are calm, orderly, and obedient. But baby bee 396 is none of those things. She is a whirlwind of curiosity and mischief, and she will not be contained. She bounces from one activity to another, her enthusiasm infectious but her disregard for the rules alarming. The nursery bees try to calm her down, telling her that bees do not dream and that she must wait patiently until the sun rises over the daffodils to hatch. They try to teach her the proper way to behave, to explain that bees do not question the rules, that they simply follow them. But baby bee 396 cannot wait. She has seen the light, and she wants to be a part of it. She asks the most dangerous question a bee can ask: why? Why can't bees dream? Why can't bees do what they want? Why do they have to follow all these rules? The nursery bees are horrified. Bees do not ask questions. Questions lead to doubt, and doubt leads to disobedience, which leads to chaos and the destruction of the hive. They try to force her back into her cell, but she is too strong-willed. She escapes and begins to explore the hive on her own, determined to find the answers to her questions. Baby bee 396's first adventure in the hive is a disaster. She stumbles into the middle of the pollen storage area, causing a massive mess as she knocks over stacks of pollen and sends golden dust flying everywhere. She accidentally destroys a large portion of the royal jelly, a precious substance that is vital to the queen's survival, causing a panic among the workers. She is caught by Buzzlina, a stern and militaristic bee who is second in command to the royal advisor. Buzzlina is furious. She wants to punish the young troublemaker severely, to make an example of her so that no other bee would ever dare to question the rules. But the queen, who has taken a liking to the spirited little bee, intervenes. She sees something special in this young bee, a spark of curiosity and courage that she finds refreshing. She tells Buzzle Inner to take baby bee 396 to school to learn the ways of the hive. The queen even gives the young bee a name, Maya. Maya is thrilled to have a name, but she is not thrilled about going to school. She wants to explore the meadow, to see the big bright thing in the sky, to feel the wind on her wings. But she is forced to attend class with the other young bees, where they are taught the dangers of the outside world. The teacher, Miss Cassandra, is a strict and unimaginative bee who tells terrifying stories about hornets, the bee's worst enemy. She describes hornets as giant, scaly creatures with red eyes and giant claws who love to eat baby bees. She tells them about Gorgo, a giant bug-eating monster who lives in a hedge at the edge of the meadow and who loves nothing more than to devour lazy bees. Maya listens to these stories with wide eyes, but she is not afraid. She is curious. She wants to know if these stories are true, if the world outside the hive is really as dangerous as they say. In class, Maya meets another young bee named Willi. Willi is a nervous, slightly lazy bee who has been through first flight training twice already because he keeps failing. He is not particularly brave or adventurous, but he has a good heart and is immediately drawn to Maya's energy and enthusiasm. When Maya is banned from first flight for questioning the teacher, Willi sneaks out of the hive to find her. He is terrified of getting into trouble, but he cannot bear to leave his new friend alone. He knows that Maya is different, that she sees the world in a way that no other bee does, and he wants to be a part of her adventure. Together, Maya and Willi decide to explore the meadow, to see if the stories they have been told are true. Their first adventure in the meadow is a revelation. Maya is amazed by everything she sees: the bright colors of the flowers, the warmth of the sun, the gentle breeze that carries the scent of nectar. She meets Flip, a kind and eccentric grasshopper who introduces her to the wonders of the meadow. Flip teaches her that not all bugs are bad, and that the meadow is a place of beauty and friendship. Maya also meets a variety of other insects, including a dung beetle named Kurt who is shunned by others because of his odor, and a young hornet named Sting who is curious about the world beyond his camp. Maya's friendship with Sting is particularly controversial. Hornets are supposed to be the enemy, but Sting is not evil. He is just a young hornet who wants to explore and make friends. Maya and Sting bond over their shared curiosity and their desire to break free from the expectations of their respective communities. Their friendship is tested when the hornets and bees prepare for war, each side convinced that the other is responsible for stealing the royal jelly. Maya is forced to choose between her loyalty to her hive and her friendship with Sting, a choice that she finds impossible to make. The conflict escalates when the royal advisor, Crawley, frames the hornets for stealing the royal jelly and poisoning the queen. Maya is the only one who knows the truth, but no one will listen to her. She is banished from the hive and forced to live in the meadow, where she is welcomed by the other insects. She learns valuable lessons about friendship, courage, and the importance of staying true to oneself. She rallies her friends, including Flip, Sting, and even the shy dung beetle Kurt, to stop the war and expose the truth. In the climax of the story, Maya and her friends confront the royal advisor and Buzz Lena, revealing that they were the ones who stole the royal jelly and poisoned the queen. The truth comes out, and Crawley and Buzz Lena are arrested. The queen is saved, and peace is restored between the bees and the hornets. Maya is hailed as a hero and appointed hive ambassador, a role that allows her to explore the meadow and bring the insects of the world together. She has proven that even the smallest bee can make a big difference. That curiosity and courage are not weaknesses but strengths, and that the world is a better place when we embrace our differences and work together. Maya's journey is a testament to the power of friendship, the importance of staying true to oneself, and the beauty of the world that awaits those who are brave enough to explore it.